Hey Scrappers, it's Vanessa here with a Confessions of a Paper Addict design team layout, and I'm showing you the cut file that I am using today. It is one of the new ones that came out at the beginning of December, and I believe it was called Christmas Gnome 2. You can find it in the shop, and I will have the links to that and the Facebook group in the description box below. So what I did is I cut out my gnome on white cardstock, and then I proceeded to color in parts of the cut file with some watercolor for the holly and the presents, and then I used a marker for the mustache and his eyes, and then for his clothes and parts of his hat that are red. And then for his face, I used some Tattered Rose Distress Oxide ink. And then for his hat, I used some of the texture paste, the Glitter Nouveau texture paste in like a sparkly white. I can't remember what it was called, but that is what I used for the inside of his hat. So he has multiple different kinds of mixed media on him. Everything from watercolor to texture paste to just plain marker. So I really love how he turned out, and he is going to take center stage on my page. I am now going to map my photos, and you did see while I was talking about the gnome itself, I did take my pattern paper that I'm going to use for my background, and I put some white splatters on it with some gloss spray in white, and so I set that off to the side to dry, and then I'm going to build my page here on my cutting mat while my background dries. So I have some red glitter paper, and then I have this piece of scrap of pink pattern paper. Now the papers that I'm using are from the Hey Santa collection, I believe, and then the ephemera that I'm using is actually from the new crepe paper collection from this year, which I believe was Busy Sidewalks. I think that's what it was called. So I'm combining the two. So I'm going to start here, like I said, building my layout on my mat while my background is drying. And so I'm bringing in my photos, and I've matted them with the red, and then I did a larger mat that's going to have both the photos on top of it in that pink pattern paper. And then here are all of the little ephemera pieces that I'm going to now use to build some clusters. And like I said, these are from the newer crepe paper collection. Now all of these ephemera pieces actually aren't from the ephemera pack itself. I actually bought the collection digitally, and so I have print and cut these myself, and so I have pulled those out, and I am going to use them on this layout. So I'm just building 3 clusters. I'm going to have one on each side of the photos at the bottom, and then one up here at the top. And so I'm just kind of playing around with some of the labels and some of the holly and some of the other little bits and pieces here. I have some presents. I have a cat in a stocking, and if you see the pictures, if you can tell from the pictures, it's actually our black cat Shadow, and he is actually playing with the tissue paper from the presents. He's our cat that definitely likes to be in the middle of when everyone's opening their presents. He is the one playing with all of the wrapping. And so that is why I have decided to use the title of The Best Present, because for him, the best possible present you can have for that cat is for him to be able to play in and out of all the boxes, in and out of all the bags, and in and out of ripping and tearing as much of the tissue paper as he can get his hands on. And so that is what he's doing, and he's having a ball. In the picture, he's like attacking a piece of green tissue paper. So that is what I'm scrapbooking for this layout. And so I'm just working on my title. I have some silver foam thickers, and then I'm using some of these L Studio black letter stickers to spell the best. So I've put my title down at the bottom. I've kind of kept that centered along with the gnome that sits on top of the 2 photos. And so I really love how this whole page came together, and the gnome takes, like I said, center stage, showing off the 2 photos. And I absolutely love all of the colors and how both the crepe paper collections work really well together, and then the colors in the gnome pull all of those embellishment pieces together. So I do really love how this one turned out. Now I am going to just finish off the page with a few enamel dots. I have some red and some green, and I'm just going to dot these enamel dots around each of my embellishment clusters. So there'll be 3 in each cluster, either 2 red or 2 green, and one of the other colors. And so that is what you see me doing here, and that is pretty much going to wrap it up for this page. I will have the still photos coming up in just a sec, and with that I will remind you all the links are down below, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.